Buddy, how's it going? We're back.
Yay! We're here, we're back, ready for new topics.
Before we get started in today's video share, we really missed you guys, by the way, actually. Um, as we said, we took time to fine tune the podcast to give you guys the podcast that you deserve, the
Yes,
content that you deserve.
and we're back
And
with that content.
exactly. And we're back with that content. And we feel that now the podcast is in a place now where we can actually dive deeper with a lot of our content, which is what we wanted from day one.
Yes. And by the way, I'm Anthea Morpheus, and this
Yeah,
is
that too. She kind of forgot her name, guys.
we forgot to say that part. But yeah, we're really happy to be back. It's a really exciting topics. We've had some great conversations, Michael and myself, about what's coming up and about the different topics. And the more we speak about things, the more things come to light, what we can speak about. And it's becoming really interesting, actually. So stay tuned.
Yeah, you guys definitely want to plug in for the content that we're coming up with. Plus, as you know, we're actually going to be doing privatized content. We're actually going to be doing one-on-one coaching. So you guys definitely want to stay tuned for those things because, again, at the end of the day, we're here to offer value. And the feedback that we've been getting on our podcast is people really like that we're unbiased. We have a conversation. We're not saying the guys are right. We're not saying the girls are right. We're saying there's issues on both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. And the biggest issue is people turning up into relationships not ready or unhealed, and bringing the baggage along with them. So that could be on either side. It's not necessarily the woman. It's not necessarily the man. That can happen with anybody.
Exactly. And it's about addressing those issues, right? So that's why we have these type of conversations. So again, we want to get into today's video because we don't want to prolong you guys longer than we need to. Today's video is, should your partner be your best friend as well?
I've got a comment already just saying
No,
that
go ahead.
Graham had said, I believe your partner should be your best friend too and be 100% loyal to you. So thank you, Graham, for that comment. And we'll get into that. But yeah, we'll definitely get into that. Let's watch the video
Well, we
first.
have a video to share it, and then we're gonna add our commentary after. So I'm gonna mute my mic. I'm gonna play the video. It's really short, and then we're gonna break it down. By the way, guys, please do follow this channel, Just Pearly Things. They have some great content on here for men and women. So it is good to follow, and I'm going to play the video now. And the person giving this information is a actual like therapist and a consultant. So she's not just some random yo-yo. Like she knows what she's talking about. So we're
Random
gonna play.
yo-yo.
Yeah, she's not some random yo-yo. Like
I like that.
we're gonna play the video and we're gonna hear what she has to say.
Janelle, why should you not marry your best friend?
Well, it's pretty simple because you don't FUCK your best friend, right? When's the last time you've had sexual relationships with your best friend? You don't do it. You don't want to marry or you don't want to sleep with your best friend or marry him because it's just not something you do. If you're having that dynamic with someone that you marry, it means there's no sexual polarity. There's no attraction. You want that desire to, have physical intimacy with someone. If you marry your best friend, that's just like your homie. You go to the mall with, go watch the game with. It's not someone that you want to ravish, take their clothes off, and have that, little sexy time. So you should not marry your best friend. You should have an affinity for this person and have shared values and that sort of thing. But do not marry someone that is your best friend, because your sexual relationship will fizzle, and that's the only difference between an intimate relationship and a friend is what? Sex, right? So that's why you should not marry your best friend.
Okay, Janelle, why should you not marry your best friend?
Well, it's
Okay, I don't know if you guys got any of that. Before we get started, I want to hear what Anthea has to say.
I just hear very interesting, because before I listened to her, I would always think, well, I want someone who's going to be my best friend, right? Because it was logical to me to be with somebody who wants to do the same things as you have great conversations with, that you're building together with as best friends, but you are sexual with one another. So then when I heard her, I stopped and thought about it. I thought, well, that's also true, that it could possibly fizzle out because you don't sleep with your best friends. So
See, that's what I wanted to cover, right? Oh my, I'm so glad you said it. That's what I wanted to cover, right? Because everyone will say, well, I want my partner to be my best friend. Well, you don't sleep with your best friends, because then we would all be sleeping with our best friends. We don't.
yeah, exactly.
The difference is the sexual component attached to that.
Yes. Well, this is the thing, though. I wonder. I do want. I get where she's coming from. I hear her, but then I think, so what's a relation? If your relationship isn't with friendship included, then what is it?
Commonalities, as she said. It's about having things in common, goals and stuff like that instead, and focused more on being a lover. Because
But
also
you're
when
gonna
you look at
wanna,
it,
but you're gonna want to speak to your partner. You're gonna want to tell them things.
yeah.
But then I get it that rather than going to your actual best friend and speaking about things, I think I'd rather speak with my actual partner about it. But then that makes him become my best friend. So,
well, to a degree, like, see what she's saying is it's to a degree, because you also got to look at it. Sometimes a person will date someone and then they'll realize, oh, I don't really like them like that. I just see them more as a friend.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? So
yes, because
that's
that
why I'm
friendship.
saying that sexual chemistry is very important. It doesn't mean that your partner is not going to be your best friend, but she gave wonderful examples. Your best friend is like someone you go to the mall with. You treat them like a homie.
Yeah, absolutely. And you won't have do you know what? That's very true, because with your partner, you're not going to treat them like that. You're going to want to do things that are very different to what you do with your best friend. You're going to want
And
to,
that's what she pointed out. The only difference between a platonic friendship and a dating relationship is sex.
yeah,
That's
and
it.
it is. Yeah, it is. It is. And obviously, like with your partner, you're gonna do date nights, you're gonna have time where you've got that alone time, make sure that everything's running smoothly sexually also, because once that fizzles out, if that fizzles out, then where you going with it,
You got a
really?
roommate. You
Yeah,
got a roommate. That's what you
yeah.
got. You got a roommate now.
Yeah, absolutely. So no, I do agree with her, but it did take me a bit of time to really get myself onto that, because for a long time I've always said that to be with your best friend, as in like you want a friendship. But I get it. I totally get where she's coming from, and I will see things completely in a different light now, actually. So,
well, let's be honest. Let's look at it from a realistic lens. Look at a lot of the men that you've dated. I'm sure most of those men, you started to realize that they were better friends than they were lovers.
yeah, Yeah, I have had that where I think, oh, actually, well, yeah, and I've started to see somebody and then realize, actually, the sexual connection isn't there, so I don't want to be there. So we're better
Mhm.
off as friends. But then the friends doesn't work either.
See, but it's interesting because at the beginning you thought there was like a thing. You're like, I want this person to maybe be my best friend, or maybe you started to like them, but then you started to see that they more started to fall into a friend category. Like he started to become a homie.
Yes, yes. Can I just ask you, is my background color changing?
It is a little bit, but
Is it flashing?
it is a little bit.
I can't see why that's happening. I'm just watching it happen and thinking, what's going on? Something's happening because I don't know why this is happening. Sorry. See?
But I'm not against it. Like, look, like on this podcast, we've always said one shoe doesn't fit all.
That's right.
If you feel that you want your partner to be your best friend, that's what works for you.
Yeah.
So then date somebody that works for.
Yeah.
But other people
Absolutely.
don't want that. Other people want a lover.
Yeah. No, you're right, because like there is some people who just want to be with like a woman's with their man or the man with their woman, and they want to do everything together, and that's how they want to be, and they will confide in everything together, and they become best friends, um, and they still keep that sexual connection going,
Mm-hmm.
but we just don't know for how long because we're not part of that. So it'll be interesting to hear if people are experiencing that. How is it for them? Like, I'd love to hear from other people what that is for them and how that looks for them if they've married their best friend as such.
Some people have. Some people say my partner is my best friend. And if that's what works for you, awesome. We're
Mm,
not here to tell you that it doesn't. If that's what you feel you need, then go have that. We're just saying
yeah,
that not everybody wants that.
yeah, yeah. But I think there needs to be some kind of separation between that best friend and your partner, because then it is all rolled into one. And I really do feel, as a woman, I want my man to be the masculine side, the stand-up side, the man that
Mhm.
protects me and does things. And obviously your friend would do that if that was your best friend, but if it's two female friends, obviously you're not going to have that. So with your man, you want him to be the provider and be the masculine, that's what I mean, just the masculine side. So I don't want him coming to me and being, yes, I want him to open up to me and be able to talk to me, absolutely. But I think they're too
There
much
has to
on
be a
their,
line. There
there has to
has
be a
to be
line.
a
Yeah,
line.
because I'm just thinking on a previous relationship where he becomes so emotional. It was to become the bigger turn off for me. Because it was like,
Mm.
this is like having a woman around,
He
and
was
I
a
don't
friend.
want that.
He
Yeah,
became a
as a friend,
friend.
he became a friend. Yeah, didn't like it.
And
Wasn't
and, and that's what
wasn't
and that's what I
interested.
love. And that's what I love what she said, because she said the sexual polarity becomes start to off, because we start to see in a lot of relationships when people date somebody, they will break up because they'll say, well, I saw them more as a friend, because
Yeah,
they were missing the spark, right? There has to be more of a sexual chemistry and more of a, like as she said, you don't want to rip your best friend's clothes off.
yeah,
You want to do
absolutely.
that with a partner.
And I think this goes back to also is like when you meet somebody and the friend zone, where you got to be careful you don't end up in the friend zone, because
Mm.
that friend zone becomes the best friend, then one of you don't want to date the other one because it's the friend zone.
Mhm.
So, and that stops the sexual chemistry because
It
they start
does.
looking you as a friend. So yeah, it's making more and more sense the more we're speaking about it, to be honest with you.
Well, that's why, because I love when she said, like, your best friend, you're not sitting there saying, oh, I can't wait to rip your clothes off. If you are having that mindset about your best friend, you're not friends with them. You're sexually attracted to them now.
Yeah, so
As
there's a
soon as you are
difference.
attracted to a friend, it is not a friendship no more,
Yes.
because a friend is mutual. What it means is both parties agree both parties, and that's why I repeated myself, both parties agree that it is platonic.
Yes.
That's what both parties have agreed on. But if you're
Yes.
having the mindset of, man, they gave me the opportunity, I totally ripped their clothes off. You've exited friend zone territory, friendship.
Yes.
And now you're like, I want like sexual access, or I want sexual benefits with that individual. So now it is not a friendship. And that's what I'm saying. Is you can't have that with a friend because you don't look at your friend that way.
No, you're crossing over a line, aren't you? Because in a friendship, you stay behind that line.
You stay within the lines.
Yeah, you don't cross over. But like you're saying, as soon as you cross over that line and you start having sexual thoughts about that person, it's no longer a friendship. It's now you can't continue being friends with this person if they're not interested in you. Like we've said on other podcasts, right?
Mm-hmm.
If once you cross over to that zone, it's like, and then let's say the other person's not interested in that sense and they want to stay friends, then you can't continue because now you're looking at them in a different light. And there's going to come a point where the other person is going to meet somebody and then you're going to be left there wasting all your time and energy.
They're forgetting about you quickly.
Yeah, of course.
Because as soon as the words uttered, I find you attractive, come out of somebody's mouth, it's game over.
It is game over. Absolutely. I agree with that.
Because now you are not stating that it's platonic. You are stating now that I have sexual desires for you.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as you've stated that, you can't maintain that. That's what I'm saying. In a friendship, like in a relationship, I want to be more sexually attracted to my partner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Personally, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I should be able to tell you things and talk to you about things 100%. If we're doing 40 years together and I can't talk to you,
then there's a problem. Yeah, absolutely.
But I want to have more sexual chemistry because let's be honest. Obviously, when we all get to a certain age, certain things stop working. You know, we don't look as ravishing, but you've still maintained a connection that allows you to talk, have conversations, and still enjoy each other's company, because there are even some couples that when they're 70 years old, they still find their partner attractive. They might not be doing the do, but there's still that sexual chemistry.
That's so sweet as well. You know what? I love seeing that, Michael. I love seeing people who've been together like 40, 50 years and they're still walking down the road, holding hands and like really in a relationship as if they're brand new.
Sexual chemistry, because you don't do that with your best friend. You're not going to be walking down the road holding your best friend's hand, like hugging them, kissing, unless you have that type of relationship with your best friend. I don't, but unless you have that type of relationship with them, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Let's call a spade a spade.
So true, isn't it?
Because some people like to blur those lines.
Yeah, for sure. But it is very black and white in this sense. The second you're attracted to someone, the second you've got sexual attraction and you want to be with that person, you are no longer friends.
Exactly. And that's the thing. And I love what she brought that up. In a relationship, you want to have the sexual chemistry more, because if you don't, then you're going to start to be more of a friend. Then the person will say, I don't think we should be together.
Yeah.
And now you guys are broken up because she's going to look at you, or the guy, you're more of a friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then you're in trouble, because you're now getting the feelings towards this person. They're not interested back. And like I said, when they meet someone, you've just wasted all your time and energy for what?
Well, even if you've dated, because there's been people that have dated, let's say they've dated for like 2 or 3 months. And they said, I don't really see you like that. You're more of a friend. That all the tell is that there wasn't enough sexual chemistry for me to stay in this relationship.
Yes.
I see you like a friend.
Yes. Sorry, I'm just putting my charger on. To apologize.
So that's what it comes down to, because they'll say, like, let's say they've dated And then they will say, oh, I don't really see you like that anymore. Like, I kind of see you more as a friend. Can we break up and be friends? That means there wasn't enough sexual chemistry for that person to stay in a relationship with you.
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, because you need the sexual, like, you need that sexual chemistry to make your relationship good and
You
last.
do.
Because there's the worst thing for anybody is to get into bed and not want their partner to touch them.
Exactly. And you don't want to be touched by your best friend. So
Yeah, and you definitely don't want to be touched by your best friend. So you
yeah, because you have lines, man. Like, you got lines.
exactly. So if you're getting into bed and you're thinking, oh please, I don't want anything to happen tonight. Like, I don't know, please don't touch me or anything like that. Then you've gone past something that is the point of no return.
Well,
Like, you're
let's
not.
talk about that though, because there are some people that blur these lines. They say, well, I have a best friend and we share a bed together, but we don't do anything sexually. It's like, what? Like, you guys share a bed together and you're best friends.
Yeah,
Bizarre.
yeah, that is bizarre. That unless one's straight and the other one's not, then that's different.
Yeah, that's
Because
different. But we're
there's not
talking
going to
about
be.
like two like heterosexual people, like,
Yeah.
and it's blurring the lines.
Yeah,
Making
but
things.
why would you want to do that in the first place, though? Why would a male and a female want to get into a bed together and just say we're best friends? And like, then, and then you got, let's say you go and meet someone in a coffee shop that day, you're out and you've met somebody, and they're like, oh, what you doing tonight? Oh, I'm staying at my best friend's house. Like, oh, is it, so it's a female? No, it's a male. We sleep in the bed together. What?
See, exactly. He's
What?
gonna be that person's gonna be like,
You're like, see you later. Nice to
yeah, like, nice to meet
met
you.
you.
Bye.
See you later. We're gone. Done and dusted, my friend.
Because I've always said this though, and it is important. Like, again, because we like to blur the lines. Blurring the lines fits what we like as human beings. We like to adjust things to how we want them. So blurring that line makes it feel good. But if we look at back in the day, like from like before we had all this stuff, was the hunter and the female, was he like, when he come back from the hunt and he'd be like, look, that girl right there, I want her to be my best friend first. No, he was like, that's the most beautiful girl in the tribe. That's who I want to be my wife. I am sexually attracted to her.
I can't wait to get her into
Let's go off and be
like
together.
Yeah.
And
sure.
she wasn't thinking like, oh, that guy's the best guy in the tribe. I want him to be my best friend first.
Yeah.
No, because from a survival point of view, she was like, he's the best option. If I go with him, my odds of survival are a lot better. Now, a lot of people don't like these analogies because they're like, oh, it's not like that anymore. Guarantee if you were to strip everything away, we would all revert back to our natural nature.
Well, yeah, this is the thing, isn't it? Because we're made that way. We're like that from back in.
Yeah, we would revert
right back. Yeah. It's only like society that's changed people and made them into.
Exactly. We would revert right back to our natural nature, guys hunter, women gatherers, all of it. So that's what I'm saying, that if you were to even think about it, back then the girls weren't like, he's great, he's the best hunter, but I need him to be my best friend to make sure he's the best. She automatically knew he was the best hunter because he was like the person that was praised by the tribe, brought back the best like calf or meat, or brought back like the biggest prize, and that was her confirmation. This guy is the best.
Yeah, absolutely. And that doesn't need to be the best as in best friend. That is the best male for her. Yeah.
Exactly. And then the guy's looking at her and he's saying, well, that's the most beautiful woman of the tribe. I'm going to impress her by bringing back whatever, or like killing whatever animal and proving that I'm the best in the tribe. So that's why I'm saying that, like, as time went on, we blurred the lines.
Yeah, we did blur the lines, because if he did come back and say about killing something and bringing it hunting, and then she goes, well, let's have a conversation because you're my best friend. Let's talk about it.
Let's have a conversation. Exactly. It's like, what? No, like at the end of the day, like, and again, I think we are programmed to like certain things, like certain levels of attraction. I don't think you can really help who you're attracted to. Like, you like what you like. But a lot of times we have to understand that a lot of times it is lust. But like, if we genuinely strip that away, you're attracted to what you're attracted to. So if you're attracted to someone, you more want to be with them intimately and do life with them. You don't want to sign up and sign this waiver that says, "Dear person, I'm going to be Jenny's best friend." Like,
Yeah.
hells no, I don't want that.
No. No. No, that's what I mean. It is funny because, like I said at the beginning of this, I really believe that that would be the perfect scenario. But actually, through having these conversations, I've come to my own realization that it's not. Yes, absolutely, it is about connecting. I think we're going to speak about this one as well, about a connection first and foremost. But
100%.
yeah, but I think moving
Like
forward.
commonalities. Like, do you guys
Yes,
like the same things? Are you
yes,
guys on the same page about things?
yes.
Do you gravitate towards their energy? And again, I don't like to use that terminology, but like, let's say women are very attracted to very masculine men, just like men are attracted to very feminine men. And that's what's going to gravitate towards you, to that individual, because yes, they're interesting, and yes, those things, but their display of their presence, of who they are, like, let's say like this guy, the way he talks, the way he moves, the way he gets things done, the way how he conducts himself, the woman might be like, I've never met a guy like this before because of how he moves. And the guy might say, he might meet a woman that's so feminine, so gentle, so all these things. And he might be like, damn, like, I like that. And that's what pulls us together.
And what kept on coming to mind just now was, I think this is where, like, if you're going to be with when you're with somebody and you have all of those attributes towards your relationship, it becomes, a lot of people say, my other half, because it's the other half to you as such. So it's not that you're best friends. It's just like he understands you and you understand him, and you have a mutual understanding of one another and what you like, what your desires are, what your wants are, and you meet them together and you make them happen. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're best friends. It means that it's your partner who gets you, who's moving forward with you. You're going in the same direction as one
I've
another.
never liked that better half thing, but go on.
No, that's what I mean. Like, people use that terminology again. I don't. It's not the better half. They say the other half. So as in, like, it's the other half of you. So I like, the better half doesn't sit well with me at all. But the other half, even that doesn't really sit well. But I think that's what when we're trying to describe a good relationship.
Yeah, like trying to put it into context of what a good relationship is.
It kind of is the other half of you, because it's meeting you in the middle, and it is you, but doesn't mean it's a best friend.
Exactly. I agree. See, I like to look at it like this. Your partner is a reflection of you.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
They're a reflection of you.
Yes.
Right? So that's how I've always viewed it. I've never better half. I'm like, so what? Before you didn't get here, I was like not full.
No, I'd never heard the better half before. I've only ever heard the other half, but better half is wrong. I'm sorry, but it's very wrong on many levels, because
because it doesn't make sense. It's like, before you came, was
not
I
less than
whole?
Yeah,
like, was I not whole? Like, was I just like?
That doesn't make sense. No, better half, I don't like that.
I'll put it into an analogy. It's like, let's say I'm half. Like, let's say we take a pie and I'm one slice. So what you're saying is, I'm only whole when I'm a part of the full pie, which is you. So I'm like, what? Like,
it doesn't make sense. No, that doesn't make sense in any way, shape, or form. Yeah.
But anyways, guys, please like, share, subscribe to the video, man. Like, share, subscribe. We put it in there for you guys to like, share, subscribe. And pretty soon we will be promoting our locals channel, which is our private community, which we also have on Facebook too, but we'll have a private community with private content for you guys to share your thoughts, your ideas, any questions, get coaching. Because guys, we're going full throttle with this. I know we've taken some breaks, but we finally found our rhythm, right? And now we're going to start playing that tune. And
Yay.
we're going to play it hard. So we want to play it hard with you guys, right? With your questions, your different perspectives, breaking down whatever it is we can break down to give clear understanding of how to function in a relationship and how to be in a relationship.
Yeah. And like I think was said earlier on, please, as you're watching each video, if you've got any questions about what we're speaking about or your personal experiences, please do let us know, because we'd love to discuss them on each podcast. Just what you've experienced and how you think. Like, what's your opinion about marrying your best friend? Let us know. Have you married your best friend already? Do you plan on marrying your best friend? What does that look like? What's that look like for you? Let us know.
Because we won't hate on you for it. That's your preference.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'd love to know about it because I obviously haven't done that. So, what's that?
I said, I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever
married your best
dated
friend.
my best friend. I might have slept with my best friends.
Okay.
But never dated them.
But they didn't end up being your best friends after you slept with them, right?
No.
Exactly.
No, they did not.
Exactly.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. You see, in those situations, with my best friends that I've slept with, there was never a friendship there. There was always attraction. It's just we did not admit the attraction.
Yes.
We tried to cover it up with friendship.
Yeah. And then one night you had a glass of wine and then
Well, that's the thing. We would have never slept together if there was no attraction.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? So there was no friendship. No. There was always attraction. We just lied to each other.
Yes.
To say that there was friendship.
Or you lied to yourself.
That too.
Yeah. First and foremost. Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't lie to yourself.
Don't do that. No, don't lie to yourself. Be very true to yourself. And I just want to say, I don't know what's going on with lighting today. It's just completely stopped flashing. No, it started again. I'm in a new place, so I don't know. I know Michael doesn't like the word energies, but there's something happening here because there's no reason why I have flashing lights on my podcast.
Just don't say it's aliens.
I'm wondering. Look! You said aliens, and it lit up.
Yeah, don't say aliens.
What's going on?
So, guys, we're gonna be back on Wednesday. At the same time, and Wednesday's episode should be a very interesting one. Is there such thing of being the prize in a relationship? Look, we don't want to touch on it too much, but you guys have all heard the rumblings. Women are the prize. Men are the prize. Blah, 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 blah. We're going to put that to bed on that podcast.
Yay.
So you definitely want to tune in and watch it. You don't want to miss out. Thank you for plugging in, guys. Look, down below, these are all the things where you could follow us. You could follow us on TikTok. You could follow us on Locals. You can follow us on Spotify, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
Excellent.
We provide all the tools.
Please do.
We provide all the tools for you guys to follow us. So please, if you like us, like the channel. You don't like us, hit the dislike button. Either way.
Either which way round.
Yeah, you don't like us, hit the dislike button. It's fine. But either way, guys, just enjoy the content. We want you to take something away from it. And we will see you guys on Wednesday.
See you later, everyone. Take care.